Good evening. I'd like to call to order the regular town council meeting for Tuesday. Actually, this is a special town council meeting for Tuesday, November 20th, 2018. Please rise for a moment of silence. The Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Certainly. Just couldn't get my microphone to stay on. Fishbein. Laffin.
Here.
Letourneau.
Here.
Marone.
Here.
Morgenstein. Shortell.
Here.
Testa.
Here.
Zandri. And Chairman Cervoni.
Here. Moving on to item 3, the consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve or accept consent agenda items A through V.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Item 4, there were no items removed from the consent agenda. Item 5, public question and answer period. There being no questions from the public, I close the public question and answer period. Move on to item 6, which is discussion and possible action regarding tentative agreement with the Wallingford Board of Education and the Educational Administrators Association. This is for the period of Wallingford for the period July 1, 2019 through June 30th, 2022. And if you can just remind us who you are for the record.
Sure. Good evening, Danielle Belizzi, Assistant Superintendent for Personnel.
Dominic Barone, Business Manager for Board of Ed.
Roxanne McKay, Board of Ed Chair. Well, nice to see you guys. I'm used to running these meetings, and I say welcome. I'm on the other side tonight. Sorry about that, Vinny.
Ms. McKay, thank you for coming.
Good.
Do you want to talk to us about the salient points of the agreement, the changes?
Absolutely. So I just want to say Dr. Benzo unfortunately isn't here tonight. We do have multiple meetings happening in the district at the same time. So he is back at central office running another meeting. So just wanted to make that clear. So thanks for having us tonight. This is the administrator's contract. So there are 29 members in this union. It is a 3-year contract. It will start July 1 of 2019 and run through June 30th of 2022. If I can highlight the wages that we have here, in the first year, the GWI would be the 1.75% plus step movement for those who are eligible and not at the top step. Currently, we will have 9 administrators that are eligible for that. In the second year, the GWI is 1.9%, again, plus step movement for those that are eligible, which would be 7 of our members. In the final year, the GWI is 1.85% and in plus step movement, but at that time, barring no changes with our staff, over the next 3 years, all staff members would be at the top step. And just to note, there are only 3 steps in this particular contract. When I look at the medical coverage here, we moved from a percentage rate to a flat rate, so the amount of the deductible for the individual would be $250 over $4,500. The co-insurance maximum there would be $4,000 over $8,000, so that would be the deductibles for those. Something to note here is we did change the contribution to the deductible. So in the past, it's been 50% on or about July 1 and then another 50% on or about January 1. We changed it for this next 3-year contract so that it's 1 quarter of the contribution on July 1, another quarter on September 1st, and then the last half on or about January 1. We had some savings here in terms of the waivers for the insurance. We have a total of 5 members that do access that, 4 family and 1 that is a 2-person. We did make a change for the 1920 year that it is $3,000 for the family, $2,000 for 2-person, $1,000 for the individual. When we move to 2021, it's $2,000 for the family, $1,500 for 2-person, $1,000 for individual. It stays the same for the following year. That is a big change for us, considering in the past it has been a percentage. So that is a big savings. So the total savings for the first year would be $8,079, and for year 2 it's about $3,000. In addition, we added that employees who are not currently receiving the waivers as of July 1 of 2019 will not be eligible for it moving forward. The medical co-payment, we are moving to the administrators will pay 21% of the premium cost in the 1920 school year. In the 2020 school year, we'll go up to 22% of the premium, and in the 3rd year, we'll go up to 23% of the premium. Something we wanted to highlight that is new language and new to this contract is the tuition reimbursement, which is on page 12 of the contract. This is a fund that will be established at $5,000 for the purposes of reimbursing administrators for the cost of college or university courses. We did delineate out the criteria for taking those classes. It is $5,000 for the entire unit, and it's $450 per credit, and it's $5,000 per year for the whole group. And we did, if I can draw your attention to letter F of that, we did make note that there are no more than 2 courses of up to 3 credits per year per administrator that can be submitted for reimbursement. So we did put some criteria in there for them. The next section focuses on the leaves that are available. This is nothing new for our administrators. This has always been past practice. We didn't add or take anything away. Just what we did was clarify the language of what has been going on all along. This is primarily language that has come from the teacher's contract, which is something we have always followed in the past when they take time off. So we just felt it necessary to just add it and delineate it out here in this contract. And the last piece of note is the Janus language. We did get the new Janus language. This is the first contract to get this new language here in the contract. So just wanted to make note of that as well.
Thank you. Any questions from the council? Any questions from the public? So if there is no action, this will be effectively, or go into effect when, next week?
Well, this contract will start July 1 of 2019.
but
Oh, if he doesn't.
30 days from
Yeah.
signature.
30.
November 22nd, it will be
Yes.
deemed effective, so on
Yes.
Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So anyway, if there's no action from the council, then thank you for your presentation.
Right. Thank you.
Yep. On to item 7, which is discussion and possible action regarding arbitration award UPSEU 42416 water unit pension contract. This is a case that has gone to arbitration, and here's the result. Am I correct?
That's correct.
And Mr. Hutt, remind us who you are.
Yes, good evening. My name is Jim Hutt. I am the Town Human Resources Director. I'm here tonight to report that the town has received an interest arbitration award regarding the water pension contract. We have achieved the cash balance plan for new hires into that bargaining unit consistent with what we've achieved with other bargaining units on the town side, in which the cash balance plan was an issue. However, a few of those terms in this cash balance plan are different than in the other ones. The The action for the council is that is if the council wants to reject the award, they must do so by a 2/3 vote. And otherwise, if no action's taken, the contract becomes effective on November 22nd. So I'll answer any questions that the council may have.
So we didn't completely walk away feeling unhappy about this, although we would have liked a better result.
That's correct. There was 10 issues that were submitted to the neutral, and the town prevailed on 6 of those issues. The union prevailed on 4.
Okay.
We would have liked a different outcome, but that's what happens when you go to binding arbitration.
Okay. Any questions from the council? Questions from the public? And once again, if there is no action on this contract, the 22nd, we've missed our opportunity to appeal and ask for the next level review. Is that
That's correct.
And so it will then become effective.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Well, if there's no questions, then Mr. Hutt, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to all.
Same to you. Thank you very much. And welcome back, Board of Education. On to item 8, to consider and approve a carry forward of unspent balance of $753,938. The Board of Education funds into the 2018-19 1% account. What have we here? Well, actually, Mr. Barone, if you could introduce yourself for the record.
Okay, again, okay, I'm still Dominic, I'm the business manager for the Board of Ed. Did you wanna, all right, okay. All right.
You've been here.
You've been here, well, I was just here too, anyway. So, what we're bringing forward today is, these are the unencumbered funds we had from the last budget year, and we are asking to carry them over into the 1% fund to utilize for different strategic items on our strategic plan, as we come forward every year since the last several years, since they made this an option, and we're asking to move these into our 1% fund so we could execute certain items on our plan.
So, remind us what's on our plan.
Okay, some maintenance type items, ceiling fans.
Non-reoccurring.
Yeah, these are all right. So okay, these are non-recurring type expenditures. Highlight some of them. We've got some ceiling fans, stage curtains, painting of some rooms, blow dryers in the bathroom, a lawnmower, a large maintenance lawnmower, some security software, one of which is part of a grant that we were awarded a grant, and this would cover the local share of that grant. It's a product called Securely that monitors what folks are surfing on or what the students are searching, and if there's keywords, it'll identify them and notify us. And then several other security items such as cameras, servers potentially to go with the cameras, and types of alarm buttons, those types of items.
So stuff that you're expecting to get a good 10 years out of, more or less?
Mostly, yeah, or more on some things.
Though, that's not necessarily a criteria, but I appreciate our major criteria are non-recurring. So that's not an expense that we're going to see again, obviously. Just to refresh people for TV land, what this allows us and gives us the benefit of is the gift of time, if you will, that we got, we didn't have to expend these additional funds by June 30th, but the gift of time of having the summer to do the research, figure out what is the unencumbered balance, carry it forward, and make good, conscious, thoughtful decisions as best to use this expenditure and use it wisely in a non-recurring format, if that makes sense.
Okay. Questions from the council. Councilor Letourneau.
So, on a couple of things, maybe I'm mistaken, but on one of the security items, didn't that come in front of us, and didn't we approve money for that already? So how would that?
Well.
I don't want to get into too much detail on that security item.
I believe you approved the bid waiver for it.
We approved the bid waiver for it.
Yes.
Okay, so, and that's where you were hoping this money was coming from?
Sure.
Okay. The other thing would be the curtains, stage curtains. It seems like every budget, I see that in the budget is a stage curtain. I mean, that wasn't that, someplace it was a budget. I don't, it's not specific to which one it is, but I would assume it's just one of the high schools or one of the,
It's at one of the elementary schools. We just
Oh, the elementary school.
We did some big stage work at the high schools
okay.
recently. But this is just the curtain versus
It
sound
just seems like
systems, et cetera.
an expensive curtain keeps coming back to haunt us, so, and it just felt like we already approved that money, so, and here, it's gonna be an item taken out of this 1% fund.
I could research it and see. I would assume it was a different school, though. I'm certain we're not buying a curtain every year for the same school. We have certain things that we rotate around as we, when we can, as far as when we replace them.
So basically, what this is gonna be used for is above and beyond certain normal maintenance items.
Exactly, and other things like we have a maintenance van on here. So this is items that are typically not our operating items.
Okay, thank you.
Counselor Testa?
No, I'm fine. Never mind.
Mayor?
Yeah, just from my, I guess, cautionary viewpoint, if it's not true capital items, you rapidly can fall into what the pre-purchasing was doing for years. So money at the end of a year was used to pre-purchase, and it then did not have to come out of the next budget. So this is a later time period, but to the extent it's not really capital items, it can blend over into that format very easily.
The way we arrive at this list is we have a strategic plan that's been out, and it goes out about 3 or 4 years, and there's certain items that we would like to purchase, and if we have a surplus at the end of the year, we identify items in there. We're not looking to buy toner or paper, those are the kinds of, I think, the pre-buy type items, textbooks. These are all capital or equipment type items. Now, whether they last 20 years or 10 years, the van maybe is on the cusp, but most of these items are things that we would, musical instruments that are going to last. They're not small items. We're not looking to buy a $20 recorder. These are tubas and other things.
Anything else from the council? No one's here to ask questions from the public, except your own people. Is there a motion on this item?
I'll make a motion.
Chairman,
Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
I move that we approve the carry forward of us, excuse me, of the unspent balance of $753,938 for the Board of Education into the 2018-2019 1% account.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion on the motion? There being none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Certainly. Laffin,
Yes.
Letourneau,
Yes.
Marone,
Yes.
Shortell,
Yes.
Testa,
Yes.
Chairman Saboni.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Yes, it does. Well, thank you again for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a lovely Thanksgiving.
Hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Thanks so much.
That's the plan. There being no further business on the agenda, a motion to adjourn is in order.
So moved.
Oh, second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. Happy Thanksgiving.